Infamous Iron Man? Yes, it's Victor Von Doom and Titania, which makes sense. Let's have a look at the reveal of these champions coming into September. So, yes, next month. So first of all, we're going to play things out in its entirety. I'm not going to be stopping anything after this. We'll be dissecting it. So first of all, you'll see on screen, there he is, Infamous Iron Man, who essentially is... and I'd like to say a mystic version of Victor Von Doom. That was Victor Von Doom, apparently. That was his real face. He's a tech, but he will use mystical-based powers. There's things to unpack here. Titania makes sense as being a science-based champion, and especially what we're seeing at the moment with She-Hulk, this lines in very, very nicely, and especially the extent of like power Titania has against any kind of character. It's gonna be big. As I said, we're going to dissect in a section and stop everything, pause everything in different things, and just going to let this play out. Animations wise, they look good. I will be honest that I kind of feel like this may be the weaker animations month, and that's a very high standard in any case. Most months like a 10, I'd say drop down to like, if I give it 8 out of 10 for like the animation standpoint, especially for Titania. Victor Von Doom looks pretty sick. I mean, it's an Iron Man armor variant, but we'll talk about it in a minute. Very cool animation, but again, we've seen a lot of this stuff before. This is very similar to a lot of other armors that we've seen. It looks like mech version of Batman, but again, we'll dissect this. So very cool animation in any case what we've done right here. So, you know, props to the Kabam team for that. But anyway, let's replay it and dissect it. Right, here we go with the dissection of things. If you want to go and check out the video, it's in the link in the description down below. So first of all, I love what Kabam do each and every month for the champion reveals, especially from what you kind of like see with stuff and kind of like little kind of mini, well, not stories, but kind of elements to it and how this kind of works. I think that it's, I'm a bit surprised it's a tech-based champion. The reason I feel surprised with Infamous Iron Man being a tech-based champion is that under some info, so by the way, if you're interested in the kind of like info of when this was a thing back in October of 2016. So this is kind of like, that's when that kind of character was a bit of a thing. And going further into this particular element is that and what I found right here with information, go away pop-up thing of different characters, is right here with what this suit is, which is that a suit of armor seemingly stolen by Doom from one of Tony Stark's labs, potentially the Iron Man armor model 51, retrofitted to suit Doom style. This armor has been used by Doom in combinations with his magical abilities, and it grants him the following abilities: flight, cloaking, repulsor blast, which is a concussive blast of energy, enhanced strength, enhanced durability, and magnetic manipulation. So I don't know if it's going to be our Doctor Doom Mystic, meets the Iron Man version, and will it have any kind of like I don't know, amplification type things, but that's really it. All this stuff here like Infinity Gauntlets and mystical armor and Silver Surfer surfboard, blah blah blah. It doesn't kind of like factor into stuff. Even with like under the weapon side of things, it doesn't really kind of like make any sense to it. But definitely to look at like cloaking, that could be something you see. But let's have a look at some of the things that we see, and then kind of we'll talk about Titania a bit more. So let's bring it all into frame. Right there. As I said, I'm surprised this is tech, but it's good to see something with a tech line. I suppose if it was Mystic, it would be somewhat of a problem, especially kind of like we're at a stage of like, oh, right, well, look, in a nutshell, this is like, it's another Iron Man suit if it's a tech. But hopefully there's something a bit more interesting for it. I mean, let's play out the video and kind of like talk about certain things like Titania, and then we'll go into Doctor Doom. So from Titania's doing her movements, which is good, like we kind of get an idea. The basic attacks look like, I don't know, just a very kind of like aggressive. I mean, that's not the greatest kind of like screen to kind of like that screenshot to pause on. Those are some tight buns. But look, Smackdown, a combo of punishing hits, addle the opponent and lay them out flat. Okay, that's cool, and that will have an ability or something with it. And then what will the SP2 do, which is called Rock'em Sock'em, or Rock M and Sock M. I don't bring my wife into this. A flurry of blows to the midsection and head leaves the opponent broken. Again, what broken will be, or what kind of debuff that will be associated with it, is another thing. SP3. Give them the chair. Or give M the chair. Wall up the opponent and send them hurtling into the wall littered with debuffs. But there we go. We've got some info there. And the chair, I think, is like, as you know, the running thing is that the chair within the Marvel universe being a thing. It's a cool animation, but I've seen it before. Where have I seen that particular animation before? Is it Vision Arcus? Part of me feels like it's either Vision Arcus or some other character. This is why I'm saying that like some of the animations seem to be like, is it kind of a weaker month for kind of originality with animations? Quite possibly, but yeah, a bit of an iffy one there. The first SP1 from Doctor Doom, not Doctor Doom, I'm going to have to stop that. Infamous Iron Man, Doctor Doom, tech. Possibly not, because it won't stagger or nullify. That would be something to... A tech champion that nullifies would be pretty insane. So I would love to see that, but I don't think Kabam will do that. Slam opponents with a massive 0-point energy shockwave and a piercing repulsor beam. Shockwave, kind of like, if it's shockwave, again, that would make more sense because it's shocking damage. But it looks like more of like a mystical repulsor type thing. Was that the SP2 right? No, it wasn't the SP2 right there. Unless you go into a... Is this going to be it? I mean, there's some great kind of like... You form some kind of protective curtain sphere. It's like an iron curtain, which is really cool. The SP2 of... again, I'm going to have to stop saying Doctor Doom Tech. Infamous Iron Man is aerial uni-bombardment. Fire repulsor boots in the face of the opponent and pulverize them with a uni-beam finish. Now... it looks cool, but then for me, I've seen that kind of animation before. The kind of like kick into the chest and then backflip around. Maybe not the kind of like the beam that comes from it, but yeah, I've seen some of that animation before. And then this, I guess, will be the SP3, which is the Wrath of Von Doom. Restraint cracks opponent's face. The full force of full wrath of Lord Doom. So he gets pissed and he's like, okay, I'm gonna like do this to you and stuff like that. Like, again, okay, fine. I don't know. I'm not overly hyped about what I see, which is a bit of a rarity. I'm sure they're going to be good, and I'm sure they're going to be very good. It's just a bit of a concern that some of the stuff seems to be a bit kind of recycled in animation. But it looks like it has extra elements to it. Before I kind of cast any full judgment on, say, like these champions' effectiveness, because this doesn't really show anything, I'll see the spotlights and then kind of cast an opinion on that one, and obviously see the champions in action, and then that's a better kind of way to kind of like see what they're like. But that's just the thing of like what damage they do. I can imagine it's more debuff heavy for, don't say it, Richard, Infamous Iron Man, and Titania's going to be like a science champion that, well, I guess would be more like a brawler, kind of aggressive champion, kind of like an OG Hulk meets kind of new school kind of She-Hulk, kind of version. But we'll have to see. Again, like, this is very early stages. It's just interesting to kind of like see them in action, see what they can do, and see really cool things. And there are cool things. It's just, as I said, there are some things that seem like replicated or look like other champions, kind of like, or what they've done in the past, animation wise. From part of me wants to see like it's not. Is it an Iron Man SP? No, it's not Iron Man SP2. There's one champion that does that kind of like kick into chest or kick into face and then bounces back again. I can't remember which one it is. But in any case, it is what it is, was what it was. Thoughts in the comment section about these particular new champions being brought into the game. I'm still interested to see what abilities they have, because that's the main thing. I can have an opinion on stuff, but I need to see abilities first. Secondly to that, I need to see champions in action and see how their rotations are as to the potency of damage, their utility, and other factors like that. But yeah, a bit of a question I have about the extent of like recycling animations. In any case, new champions. Those are September champions. Thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you in the next one. Check out some other content which is located on screen right now, and I'll see you for a live stream maybe later on. Cheers everybody. Bye bye.